Hello, my name's Daniel, and I'm one of the pastors here at Goodlife Church on the Sunshine Coast, and we're embarking on a 7-week series called Transformed. We live in an incredibly busy time. We live in a busy world. It seems like we're constantly going and doing to school pickups, doctor's appointments. It just seems like things never stop. What would it look like to take a moment and take a pause in your life? I'm reminded of a guy from the Old Testament in Scripture. His name's Elijah. And this guy, I feel like he too, he's just constantly going. And there's this time when he's on the run. There's a manhunt going on. People are looking to him. They're looking to kill him. And he's going off to meet with God. And he goes to this mountain where people have met with God before. And he goes to this mountain expecting to meet with God, waiting to hear from God. And he hears this crazy, super strong wind that just tears through the mountain, tears stones apart. But God wasn't in the wind. And then he hears this earthquake and he sees the ground shaking around him, but God wasn't in the earthquake either. And then fire comes down from heaven, but God wasn't to be found in the fire. And then Scripture tells this really interesting thing. It says that he hears a gentle whisper. Some translations translate the gentle whisper as the sheer sound of silence. I wonder what it would look like for us to create a moment of silence in our lives. Because it was in this silence that he did hear from God, and God redirected his plans. God renewed his vision. And this prophet went on to do incredible things. What might it look like for you to create a moment of silence in your life? To take a strategic pause away from the busyness. I want to invite you to come on this journey with us here at Goodlife as we go on this journey of looking for where God might show up for us as we take a strategic pause. We're going to look at our holistic life. We're going to look at our physical life. What might your physical health look like as you create a space for transformation in that realm? What might your emotional health look like? How might your thoughts be changed as you take a strategic pause and you allow God to transform some areas of that? What renewed vision might you have for your relationships? You might be a mother, you might be a father, you might be a son, you might be a daughter. What renewed vision might you have in that space as you take a pause and you allow God to show up in that space? You invite him into that space. What might your financial health look like as you create a space for transformation? What might your vocational health look like? The thing that you do over 50% of your life, of your working life, the thing that you do, how might that thing that you do, how might you get renewed vision in that space? Maybe it's something gonna stop. Maybe there's something that's gonna start. Get curious about what God might do in your life, in our holistic life. And then we're also gonna be looking at our financial health and our spiritual health. And I love the spiritual health element because it ties everything together. In the Hebrew faith, they believed that there was a sacredness about all of life. There's a sacredness about our body. There's a sacredness about the work that we do. There's a sacredness about our thoughts. What might happen is you create a space, as you take a strategic pause and consider and allow God to speak into these areas in your life. I'm curious about what might happen in your life. I'm inviting you to get curious about what might happen and come on this journey with us. It's a 7-week series where we're going to be talking about these different areas in small groups. If you want to find out more, check out our website. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, and let's get curious about what God might do in our lives. So thanks so much.